The Smith family, known for their talent and charisma, have always been in the spotlight. But is there more than meets the eye? Behind the smiles and the red carpet appearances, there is a dark side to the Smith family. A number of celebrities have tried to warn us about the Smith family, but their warnings have largely been ignored. What secrets do they hold? And what do these warnings mean? Join us as we uncover startling scenarios and thought-provoking questions surrounding the enigmatic Smith family. Are you ready to see beyond the glitz and glamour? First in the spotlight, we have Chris Rock, the one who laid bare the true dynamics within the Smith family. Things took an unexpected turn when Will Smith smacked Chris on stage at the Oscars, revealing a side of Will that shocked the world. During a comedic monologue, Chris Rock took a jab at Jada Pinkett Smith, jokingly mentioning her almost bald head in reference to her role in G.I. Jane, where Demi Moore had a shaved head. Jada's own head was shaved due to her alopecia struggle. Right after this quip, Will Smith rose from his seat, interrupted the broadcast, and publicly slapped Chris Rock. The incident left Chris stunned, unsure of how to respond. As Will returned to his seat, he yelled at Chris to keep his wife's name out of his mouth, using profanity. The internet erupted with debates about whether it was a real or staged event. While some accused Jada of manipulating Will, others believed he was simply defending his wife's honor. It was undoubtedly an Oscars night that became the biggest moment of Will Smith's life, but in a way that he never anticipated. Next, let's talk about August Alsina. Following the unforgettable Oscar slap, past reports about Jada's infidelity came back into focus. The Smiths have been open about their unconventional marriage, making it unclear whether her involvement with rapper August Alsina constituted cheating. During the Red Table Talk where they discussed the affair, Will appeared visibly upset and pressed Jada to confirm her relationship with August. Jada acknowledged her connection with August during a break from her marriage, but showed no remorse and didn't even offer an apology. Instead, she deflected, citing her emotional pain during that period and her desire to help August, which evolved into a relationship. August first entered their lives when he was introduced to Jada by her son Jaden at a London music festival in 2015. He even became like a family member, going on vacations with them and staying in their mansion. August is 21 years younger than Jada and claimed that Will had given his approval for the affair, a claim that Jada has denied. Will himself was rumored to have had affairs during this time, including with co-star Margot Robbie. Many believe that Will's strong reaction to the Oscars joke is indicative of a strained relationship with his wife, leading him to embarrass himself on a significant night. While Jada doesn't seem remorseful, her initial denial and later downplaying of the situation appear unusual. Without August coming forward, their unconventional relationship might never have come to light. Margot Robbie is rumored to be a source of dislike for Jada. Reports suggested that Margot had an affair with Will during their work on the movie Focus. Jada's bias against white women with blonde hair is also likely related to her dislike of Margot. In 2018, she openly admitted her racial bias, specifically mentioning a problem with blonde white women. She shared that blonde hair on white women triggers her and that she had to work on addressing this bias. Jada acknowledged that she had hesitated to do interviews with blonde women in the past due to these biases, but she also recognized that white women face gender-biased oppression, making it easier for her to relate to them. Before we proceed to the next one, you may want to hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. Let's move on. Let's talk about Sheree Zampino. Sheree was married to Will Smith before he tied the knot with Jada. The controversial aspect of this story is that Will and Jada began dating before his divorce from Sheree was finalized. Jada's mother, Adrienne Banfield Jones, mentioned in an interview that initially Will was still married, or at the very least separated, when he and Jada started their relationship. Jada later admitted that she should have stepped back when she learned that Will's divorce wasn't official yet. To add to the complexity, Jada has stated on multiple occasions that she has never really wanted to marry Will. They decided to get married because Jada was pregnant, and both her mother and Will believed that starting a family was the best course of action. Eventually, they embraced an open marriage arrangement. After the Chris Rock incident, some began drawing connections between the unusual slap and Scientology. This is because there have been previous links between the Smiths and Scientology, and physical discipline is a prominent practice in the church. Evidently, it's a common practice in Scientology to employ physical measures like slapping and other forms of force to establish dominance over fellow Scientologists in group settings. One user even tweeted that there's a Scientology course involving such practices. This is notably widespread within the church. Tom Cruise, for example, is known for using similar tactics, but prefers intimidation through shouting on movie sets. Although the Smiths have denied their involvement with Scientology, the ties are challenging to ignore. The couple was introduced to the church in 2004 by none other than Tom Cruise, and they became deeply engaged, even contributing nearly $1 million in 2008 to establish a school linked to the church. Although the Smiths have claimed to have designed the school's curriculum, insiders contended that it was based on Scientology principles. Both Jaden and Willow attended this school, but it closed 6 years later when many parents withdrew their children. According to Scientology expert Tony Ortega, the Smiths left Scientology in 2015, with Will having only briefly explored it. However, Jada was described as a full-fledged member, and this was common knowledge. Moving on, let's talk about William Hendricks. While for many Will Smith fans, the Oscars incident might have been their first glimpse of his temper, folks like William Hendricks have long been aware of it. Back in 1989, Smith ended up spending a night in jail for assaulting William Hendricks so severely that Hendricks nearly lost his eyesight. Interestingly, this incident occurred just days after Will won his first Grammy, indicating a penchant for getting into altercations around award season. Eventually, the charges against the 20-year-old Will Smith were dropped. This violent episode unfolded after a heated argument with a producer, and Smith even resorted to physical violence. According to a police report, Smith instructed his bodyguard, Charles Alston, to physically harm record promoter William Hendricks, who sustained severe injuries requiring thick stitches due to a fractured left eye orbit during the altercation. Now, let's discuss Sony executives. One of the peculiar aspects of the Smith family is their parenting style, which avoids punishment and gives their children a lot of freedom. However, this approach has its downsides, as it's widely rumored in the industry that Willow and Jaden have developed a reputation as entitled individuals, making them undesirable to work with due to their parents. While both kids have auditioned for significant roles, only Jaden has had the opportunity to act alongside his father, Will. Revealed emails between Sony executives indicate their reluctance to cast the Smith kids in their movies. Will Smith's reaction to this was rather nonchalant, acknowledging that his kids receive their fair share of criticism. The differences between Will and Jada regarding their children's level of fame might be at the root of the issue. Sources suggest that Will is more inclined to push his kids into the limelight than Jada, leading to a noticeable disparity in their parenting styles. Given Will's admission of responsibility for their child's behavior, it's reasonable to assume these differences exist. It seems there's so much more about this family that we don't know. Share your thoughts in the comments below about the Smith family. If you like this video, click the next one shown on the screen. I'm sure you'll like it. Thanks for watching.